I'm David Cowan. I've lived in Scotland for 8 years and I'm a professional footballer for Cowdenbeath. And today we've got a game against Stenhousemuir away. We're top of the league and they're close behind, so it's a must-win game for both teams. I've travelled quite a far, distance over Scotland. I've started off at Motherwell. I've been at St Johnstone, Gretna, Ross County and Dundee, and I've also been at Livingston as well. So quite a few clubs, quite a few big clubs as well, and obviously now I'm at Cowdenbeath and I'm really enjoying it here as well. I could see plenty more glamorous clubs to play for, but for me personally, I'm really enjoying it. So that's the main thing. I'm enjoying my football, so it's good. Yeah, obviously I was born in Cumbria, and obviously proud to be Cumbrian as well. It's proud to be English. It's something that I'm never going to shy from, even though I've lived in Scotland for the last 8-9 years. I just think it's obviously where I was born. It's born and bred there. It's something that I'm never going to forget. It's such a lovely place to live. It's like anyone, you should be proud of where you come from. I was born in Penrith, and I lived in a little village called Bolton, and that was where I obviously lived with my mum, dad and my brother.
We obviously showed an interest with the football. Robert used to look after the under-10s, Appleby under-10s. Then we would wash all the strips and supply all the oranges and everything, didn't we, after?
My dad had to put goals in the back garden and floodlights out the back because we had my mates around every night playing 2-3 aside, and we absolutely wrecked his lawn. And I remember him telling us.
Obviously when David's born and bred in Cumbria, so obviously he always says he loves coming back, and I don't blame him saying that because it is a nice part of the country, but he loves football, and unfortunately he had to leave Cumbria just to play, to do his work really, his job, which is football. And we have a picture of David when he signed on for the academy. That was him signed to go to Newcastle as soon as he left school. John Murray and Kevin Keegan. John Murray was the academy director.
I had an opportunity to work with Sir Bobby Robson, the likes of Gary Speed, Alan Shearer, players of that stature as well was amazing. To work with them and learn things off them, if you could get anything from them, it was something that you can take into the game. And played obviously reserve team football, and I absolutely loved it. At that age, playing against, we were playing against Manchester United. I was playing against Ryan Giggs when he was injured. Dwight York, players like that. It was fantastic. Obviously I would have liked to have played, but at that time at Newcastle they were buying players for £10 million, and I was just never going to get in, so it was time to move on.
The players signed a shirt for him with all the names of Bobby Robson and all the big names, Alan Shearer, Gary Speed, such like Warren Barton, everybody like that. It was quite nice of them. Motherwell, I think it was Terry Butcher and Motherwell that was a big pull.
I think everybody on a football sense in England would know who Terry Butcher is. For me to sign for one of my heroes being an English legend, it was just amazing for me. And the first time I saw him, I couldn't believe how big he was, in stature. And he always said to me that he's lost a few inches because of his problems with his knees as well. So I wouldn't like to have come up against him when he was playing.
Well, I mean, the first interest we had of David, I think, was an agent calling us up saying that we've got a young lad here who's done a lot of work down south in England, and just needs a break. Scottish football is so much different to English football. I feel that it's far more competitive. You need to be fitter. I mean, a lot of players that we've had that have come up from England either on loan or signed on a regular basis, so you're just quite astounded at how fast the pace is. So David got used to it pretty quick because he's a very good athlete, very strong runner. You've got to be totally committed. You've got to come up as an Englishman coming to Scotland. I found it difficult many years ago. I came up here 25, 26 years ago. And I can't get away from it. So it's a wonderful place to be.
It was really good at first. Really enjoyed it. I was playing in the first team, loving playing in front of a big crowd instead of reserve team football. And then unfortunately I broke my leg against Celtic at home. So that was a really bad break, and I ended up being out for exactly a year, which was difficult. It was a really hard time for me.
It was quite a big one, and I think it was always in David's mind that he would get back and you would support him every inch of the way.
Hi David, were you training last night then? Right.
I think my mum and my dad have been absolutely amazing. I mean, they used to travel everywhere with me. Every reserve game, every first team game that I've played, they were always there, and there was always a joke in the dressing room that they'd be the only parents there at the games. But I mean, I think that shows how passionate they were for me, to do well, and it made me feel good, seeing my mum and dad there, and I want to play well for them as well.
I love him to bits, and I mean, anything he does, I would support him with anything. Well, we speak on the phone an awful lot, and as we try to get up to see him as well whenever we can into Scotland.
Every chance I do get, every couple of weeks that I've maybe got a couple of days off, I'll go home and see my mum and dad, and sometimes see my brother if he's up as well, and see all my friends and things. I think it's just to relax, really. I think it's to get away from the hustle and bustle of being in a city, and just to go home, and it's just peaceful and it's tranquil, and obviously to see family and friends is a massive bonus as well, but just to get that time to chill out. I mean, once you get over the border and you get into Cumbria, it's just, I don't know, I always have a joke that it just feels so much better. Maybe that's me just being English though.
Well, David's now gone into Scotland, played for a few teams, enjoyed every minute of it, but I think deep down he would love to come back and play for his local team, Carlisle United.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would love to play for Carlisle, being a Cumbrian boy. I think that's everybody's dream to do that. At some point, who's to say that might happen? But if it doesn't, it's not something that I would get upset about. But I mean, if the opportunity came that I could move back to Cumbria, then fantastic. But I've been away that long that I would quite happily stay in Edinburgh as well. But I mean, I would love to move back to Cumbria. It's such a nice place, so I'll never say never.
I'm told every day where I come from by Maurice Malpass. He calls me an English bastard every day, so he does remind me of where I come from, and I think everybody knows me, knows that I'm fiercely English as well, and always will be. But I'm very proud of my roots and where I was raised, and David should be as well. And I think it doesn't matter, if you're from England or from Ireland or from wherever, you should always be proud of your roots, because that's what brought you up, that's what gave you the standards, the morals, or the principles of your life, let alone football.
I'm really not too sure what the future holds for myself, but right now all I'm concentrating on is playing for Cowdenbeath and ultimately winning the league, which will become my third league winners medal in Scotland. Obviously when I pull on the Cowdenbeath shirt, I'm ultimately representing them, but I'm also representing where I come from, which is England and Cumbria. It's proud for me to have done that, and I've enjoyed every minute of it.